You wake up, and for a moment, there's silence. No noise, no chaos, just a fleeting second where you feel like everything might be okay. But then, it hits you. That familiar weight, the doubts, the fears, the regret. They creep in like uninvited guests, taking their place in your mind. You try to push them away, but they're relentless, whispering, "You'll never be enough. You're wasting your time. Who do you think you are? This isn't just another day, this is another battle. And here's the hard truth. The enemy isn't out there. It's in here. Every self-doubt, every insecurity, every voice telling you to quit. It's all in your mind. And every day you let it win, you're losing more than just time. You're losing the life you're meant to live. The battlefield is set. The stakes couldn't be higher. So let me ask you, how much longer are you willing to surrender? How many more days are you going to let slip by before you decide to fight back? Let's talk about comfort. It's sneaky, isn't it? It doesn't announce itself as an enemy. It disguises itself as a friend. It tells you to stay where it's safe, where you don't have to try, risk, or fail. It wraps you in a warm, familiar blanket and says, "You've done enough. You're okay here." But let me tell you something about comfort. It's a liar. While it promises you peace, it silently robs you of your potential. It chains you to mediocrity, whispering that tomorrow is always an option. And before you know it, those tomorrows pile up into years. Comfort is the reason you haven't started that project, taken that leap, or chased that dream. It's the reason you're stuck in a job you hate, in a routine that drains you, in a life that feels like it belongs to someone else. And the worst part, comfort doesn't just keep you stuck, it makes you weaker. Every day you choose it, you lose a piece of your strength, your fire, your purpose. So here's the question. Are you ready to break free? Because the only way out of this trap is to tear yourself away from the illusion of safety and step into the unknown. Picture this. You're standing in a room. It's dark, cold, and silent. You're bound by heavy chains, each link weighing you down. Some of these chains were placed on you by others. Their words, their judgments, their betrayals. You'll never make it. You're not good enough. You'll fail. They told you these things, and somewhere along the way you started to believe them. But most of these chains, you forged them yourself. Every time you said, "I can't do this," another link was added. Every time you avoided the hard conversations, the risks, the decisions that scared you, the chains got tighter. And now here you are, bound and caged, looking for someone to set you free. Here's the brutal truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to break those chains for you. The only person who can do it is you. And here's the kicker. The chains aren't even locked. You've been holding the key this whole time. But you don't use it. Why? Because freedom is terrifying. What if you break free and fail? What if you're not as strong as you hope? But let me tell you something. Those chains are killing you. They're suffocating your potential, your dreams, your life. Every day you stay in them, you lose a piece of yourself. And the only way to stop it is to decide, right now, that you've had enough. Let's get real. You already know what happens if you stay where you are. You've felt it, the regret of not trying, the pain of watching others move forward while you stand still, the constant gnawing voice in your head that says, you could be so much more. Imagine this. It's 10 years from now. You're sitting in the same place with the same struggles, the same doubts, the same life. Nothing has changed, except you're older, more tired, and filled with even more regret. How does that feel? That's the price of inaction. It's not just the life you miss out on. It's the person you could have become. The stronger, braver, more fulfilled version of you that's buried under all the fear and excuses. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be this way. You have the power to change your story, and it starts with a single decision. You've been looking at pain all wrong. You think it's here to break you, to punish you, to remind you of your failures. But pain isn't your enemy. It's your greatest teacher. Every heartbreak, every failure, every moment you thought you couldn't go on. It wasn't here to destroy you. It was here to build you. Think about the hardest thing you've ever been through. The thing that almost broke you. You survived it. You're still here. That means you're stronger than you think. And if you can survive that, you can survive anything. Pain is your fuel. It's the fire that can forge you into something unstoppable. But only if you let it. How often do you tell yourself, I'll start when I'm ready? When the timing is right? When the conditions are perfect? When you feel confident enough? That's when you'll begin. Sounds reasonable, doesn't it? But let's pull back the curtain on this excuse. Perfection is the greatest lie you've ever believed. It promises clarity, but it delivers paralysis. It convinces you that taking action without the right plan is foolish. So, you wait. Days turn to weeks, weeks turn to years, and perfection keeps dangling its false promise just out of reach. Here's the truth. Perfection doesn't exist. The perfect time, the perfect circumstances, they're a mirage, a figment of your imagination. Waiting for them is just another way of procrastinating, another way of avoiding the fear that comes with starting. Think of the most successful people you admire. Do you think they waited until they felt ready? They didn't. They started messy, unsure, and unprepared. And that's exactly why they succeeded. They understood that action creates clarity. Movement builds momentum. Perfection? It's a luxury they couldn't afford. So stop waiting. The perfect time is now. The perfect plan is the one you execute today. Let's talk about the hardest moments of your life. The betrayals, the losses, the failures. They hurt, didn't they? They left scars, some visible, some hidden deep inside. And for a long time you thought those scars were weaknesses, reminders of how life broke you. But here's a radical thought. What if your scars are your strength? What if the pain you've endured isn't something to escape, but something to embrace? Think about this. Every muscle in your body grows through stress. When you lift a weight, you're literally tearing your muscles apart. It's only through that stress, that pain, that they rebuild stronger. Your mind and soul are no different. Every hardship, every heartbreak, every failure, they're weights you've been lifting, preparing you for the battles ahead. Don't run from your pain. Use it. Let it remind you of what you've survived, of how strong you've already become. Let it fuel your fire, your hunger, your determination. Because pain isn't your enemy. It's your ally. And when you learn to wield it, there's nothing you can't overcome. Excuses are comfortable. They're easy. They give you an out, a way to avoid responsibility. But let's be honest. They're killing your dreams. Think about the excuses you've told yourself. I don't have enough time. I'm too tired. It's not the right moment. They sound valid, don't they? But peel back the layers. And what are they really? Fear, laziness, doubt. Here's the thing about excuses. They feel safe in the moment, but they trap you in mediocrity. Every time you choose an excuse over action, you're choosing to stay exactly where you are. You're choosing stagnation over growth, regret over fulfillment. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who wanted to climb a mountain. Every day, he told himself he'd start tomorrow. He'd make excuses. Bad weather, no time, not enough gear. One day he woke up and realized years had passed. The mountain was still there, but he wasn't strong enough to climb it anymore. Don't let that be you. Kill your excuses before they kill your dreams. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. It's the ability to stand up after every fall, to keep fighting when the odds are stacked against you. And it's the single most important skill you can develop in this life. But how do you build resilience? It starts with a mindset shift. Stop seeing challenges as obstacles and start seeing them as opportunities. Every time life knocks you down, it's giving you a chance to rise stronger. Think about the most resilient people in history. Nelson Mandela, imprisoned for 27 years, came out and changed the world. Helen Keller, blind and deaf, became a global icon for courage. They didn't let their circumstances define them. They used their struggles as fuel for their greatness. You can do the same. Start small. Face one fear today. Push through one challenge. Prove to yourself that you're stronger than you think, because every act of resilience is a step toward becoming unbreakable. The story you tell yourself shapes your reality. If you see yourself as a victim, you'll live like one. If you see yourself as a fighter, you'll act like one. So what's your story? Is it one of failure, defeat, and regret? Or is it one of strength, resilience, and victory? You have the power to rewrite your narrative. Start by challenging the lies you've believed about yourself. I'm not good enough. Who says? I'll never succeed. Prove it. Rewrite those lies with truths. I am enough. I can succeed. I am a fighter. This isn't just about positive thinking. It's about reclaiming your power, taking control of your life, and refusing to let your past define your future. Let's cut through the noise. Success isn't about talent or luck or connections. It's about action. Relentless, consistent, unyielding action. Every day you wake up, you have a choice. You can sit back and wait for life to happen, or you can take control and make it happen. The people who succeed aren't the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who show up day after day and do the work. Think about this. A river cuts through rock not because of its strength, but because of its persistence. Be the river. Show up, take action, and keep going, no matter how hard it gets. Because action is what turns dreams into reality. A warrior isn't born. A warrior is made. Through pain, through struggle, through relentless determination. You have a warrior inside you. You've felt it. The fire, the hunger, the will to fight. But you've buried it under fear and doubt. It's time to set it free. Becoming a warrior means embracing discomfort, facing your fears, and fighting for what you want. It means refusing to back down, no matter how tough the battle gets. And it means believing, with every fiber of your being, that you're capable of greatness. This is your moment. The battlefield is set. The only question is, will you rise? This isn't just another motivational talk. This is your wake-up call. Your life is passing by, and you don't get a second chance. So what are you going to do? Are you going to keep waiting, keep making excuses, keep letting fear win? Or are you going to stand up, take control, and fight for the life you deserve? The choice is yours. But remember this. Every day you wait, you're losing time you'll never get back. Every excuse you make is a step away from your dreams. Decide now, fight back, prove to yourself and the world that you're alive. This isn't just about motivation. This is about survival. This is about proving to yourself and the world that you're still alive, that you're not just here to exist. You're here to conquer. Prove you're alive. Fight back.